want you to imagine a quiet morning. You sit in your familiar chair, the first sunlight slipping through the window, shining on a face that has lived through many years of life. Your heart beats steadily, but sometimes maybe you feel it beating faster than usual, as if reacting to something you can't name, a bit of worry, a sense of fatigue, or simply the invisible pressure of life. I am Dr. David. This year I am 60 years old. All my life, I have worked with people over 50, and I have realized most of us not only suffer from high blood pressure in the body, but also high blood pressure in the soul, the pressure of time, of worries, of being strong for too long. But today I want to tell you something miraculous, a way your own body can help you calm down, lower your blood pressure without leaving your chair. When you gently touch the acupoints, the intersections of nerves, muscles, and blood vessels, the miracle begins. Your body is not just a biological machine. It is a system that listens and heals itself. When we stimulate the right spot, it sends a subtle signal to the brain, as if whispering, "It's time to rest. You have been tired enough." Science calls it activating the parasympathetic nervous system, the body's rest and recover system. When it activates, your heart slows down, blood vessels relax, and blood pressure naturally begins to drop. One of my patients, Eleanor, 67 years old, once said, "Doctor, I think my heart no longer has the strength to be peaceful." She took her medicine regularly, ate healthily, but her blood pressure still fluctuated due to stress. We began to practice acupressure and deep breathing. After a few weeks, she said she could sleep better at night, and her head no longer felt heavy in the morning. She not only felt her blood pressure drop, but her heart also felt lighter. You see, sometimes what we need is not more medicine, but more connection between the mind and the body. I want you to imagine this. When the muscles around your shoulders, neck, or back are tight, the blood vessels there are also squeezed. It's like a river being blocked by stones. But when you gently massage, pressing the right point, the body begins to relax, the blood flow is released, and your heart gets to rest. It's no coincidence that people say, "Relax the body, relax the life." When the muscles relax, the blood flow also relaxes, and the heart, the most loyal organ, responds with a gentler rhythm. Another thing few people notice, stress increases the hormones cortisol and adrenaline, the two culprits that make your heart work harder and raise your blood pressure. Every time you worry, get angry, or think too much, your body believes you are in a battle. It mobilizes energy, tightens blood vessels, and sends blood to the heart and brain. But do you really need to fight? No. You are just sitting still, maybe beside a cup of tea, but your body thinks you are on the battlefield. That is why acupressure combined with deep breathing is so powerful. When you do that, the body realizes, I am safe now. Cortisol drops, adrenaline stops releasing. Blood pressure begins to fall gently like autumn leaves outside the porch. There is one more thing that I always feel almost meditative when mentioning. Some acupoints, when stimulated correctly, make the body produce nitric oxide, a small but wonderful molecule. It makes your blood vessels soften, relax, as if your heart has just removed a tight armor. Research shows that after just a few minutes of acupressure, nitric oxide levels rise, blood vessels expand, blood pressure drops without any medicine. In fact, our body already has a pharmacy inside. We just need to know how to knock on its door. Have you ever felt your body tensing up without realizing it? Sometimes it's just in those seconds when you hold your breath in anxiety or clench your fists in anger. Those unconscious habits over time silently create pressure on your heart, your blood vessels, and your soul. For me, acupressure is not only a technique, it is a conversation with the body. When I teach patients to practice, I say, consider this a small ritual of gratitude. You are thanking your heart for working tirelessly for so many years. And the miracle is, when we treat the body with respect, it responds with peace. When you understand the mechanism behind each touch, you are activating the relaxation system, softening muscles, reducing stress hormones, and helping blood vessels open. You will realize this is not magic, but the science of gentleness. We cannot stop time, but we can make every heartbeat softer. And sometimes just one deep breath, one gentle press on the point behind your neck, one moment of listening to the body is enough to remind you, I still have the right to be peaceful. I often tell my patients, Medicine can adjust the numbers of blood pressure, but only you can adjust how your heart feels. And each time you practice these small steps, you are sending a loving message. I am not fighting my body anymore. I am healing with it. So if today you feel your heart beating fast, your head a bit tense, or simply want to calm down, try gently pressing those familiar points. Take a deep breath in, exhale slowly, and remember, your body always knows how to return to balance as long as you give it the chance to be heard. That is not just a medical technique. It is the art of living slowly, the gift that age gives, when we learn to stop and let the heart rest in its own stillness. Do you remember I said that within our body there is already a pharmacy inside? Yes, today I want to take you to visit that pharmacy. 5 small doors on the body, which, when gently opened, let peace spread from head to toe. I call them the 5 acupoints that let your heart rest. 1. GB20, Fengchi, the bridge between mind and body. I want you to place both hands behind your neck where the skull meets the neck. You will feel 2 small hollows. That is Fengchi GB20, where most people with stress hide their worries. One morning, I remember a patient named Charles, 71 years old, a former engineer, said, "Doctor, I didn't think that just pressing behind my head could make me breathe easier. We tried together. He placed his thumbs in those hollows, pressed gently, and took a deep breath. After 1 minute, his face relaxed, shoulders dropped, and his voice became lower. That is when the neck blood vessels open, blood flows to the brain more easily, and the tense nervous system begins to loosen the strings. If you do that every day, just 1 minute, you are telling your body, I am safe, I don't need to strain anymore." 2. Li4, Hegu, the small switch of relaxation. Now, look at your hand. Between the thumb and index finger, there is a soft area that is Hegu, Li4. I like to call this point the worry off button. When you press gently here, you are sending a signal to the brain, enough, I want peace. Hegu activates the nerves that control emotions and blood circulation. It helps reduce stress, lower headaches, and soothe the heart. I remember once, an old Mexican lady named Lucia, 65 years old, came to the clinic with a flushed face from high blood pressure. I guided her to place her thumb on Hegu, breathe in deeply, exhale slowly. 10 minutes later, her blood pressure dropped by nearly 10 units. She smiled. "Doctor, I thought this was a miracle." I said, "No, that is the power of your own body." 3. PC6, Neiguan, the gate to the heart. Now turn your hand over. Look at your wrist. 3 finger widths from the wrist crease between 2 tendons is Neiguan, PC6. I often call this point the heart's gatekeeper, because whenever you are anxious, nervous, or feel your heart beating fast, just press gently there, and you will feel as if someone is comforting your heart. When you press PC6, signals pass through the vagus nerve, the main highway connecting brain and heart. The body begins to release acetylcholine, a substance that slows the heartbeat and relaxes blood vessels. That is why just a few minutes focusing on breathing and this point, your heart becomes stable. One of my patients, Susan, once said, "I am no longer afraid when my blood pressure rises. I know I can help myself just with my hands." Before LV3, Taichong, where anger and worry are balanced. Next is Taichong, LV3, located on the top of your foot between the big toe and the second toe, sliding up about 2 finger widths. When you find that point, you will often feel a slight pain because that is where the liver, nervous system, and emotions meet. I always tell patients, the liver not only filters blood, it also filters your emotions. Stress, frustration, anger all cause the liver to contract, blood vessels to be affected, and blood pressure to rise. Taichong helps open that door, allowing energy to circulate freely. Just 30 seconds on each foot, you can feel your heartbeat slow down, your breath deepen, and your head lighten. A 59-year-old man once said to me, "I didn't believe in acupressure, but when I pressed that spot, I felt as if I released 20 years of burden." I just smiled. That is blood and energy flowing freely again. 5. KD1, Yongquan, the root of peace. Finally, notice the sole of your foot. Right below the round pad at the ball of the foot, there is a small hollow, that is Yongquan, KD1. The ancient Chinese called it the spring of life. When you press here, especially before sleeping, you are drawing energy from the head down to the feet, helping the mind anchor instead of drifting in worry. This point helps slow the heartbeat, warm the feet, reduce stress, and improve sleep. factors that directly affect blood pressure. I once advised a woman with chronic insomnia to massage this point every night. 3 weeks later, she said, "Doctor, I not only sleep better, I dreamed that I was walking barefoot on the grass, and I smiled." That is the most beautiful image of peace I have ever heard. A small ritual, a big change. Now I want you to imagine. Every morning, before drinking coffee, you sit down, place your hands on your neck, press Fengchi, then press Hegu, relax your shoulders, press Neiguan, feel your heart slow down. Massage Taichong, release your irritation. And finally, rub Yongquan, feel the energy flow down, bringing you back to the ground. Just 5 minutes a day, you are teaching your body how to live calmly again. We spend decades at work, but rarely how to rest. Acupressure is not just healing, it is the art of learning to stop, the connection between body and soul. When you do acupressure, you are not only touching skin, but also touching the memories, the emotions compressed in every muscle, every blood vessel. Each deep breath teaches your body, I am still safe, I still have time. One of my favorite moments is when a patient sits still, breathes slowly, and whispers, I feel my heart smiling. That is exactly when blood pressure drops without anyone giving orders. Not medicine, not machines, just you and your own breath. If you're listening to me today, remember this. You are not getting older, you are becoming more refined. Your body hasn't weakened. It's simply asking to be heard. Each acupoint is a way to talk to yourself, to remind your heart that everything is okay, you're doing very well. So next time your blood pressure rises, don't just look at the number on the monitor. Place your hand on your body, breathe deeply, and whisper, I'm still here. I'm still at peace. And you will see, sometimes healing doesn't come from the outside, but from your own loving hands and breath. I want you to try a small 5-minute ritual with me, a simple gift you can give yourself every day. No gym needed, no modern equipment, no one else but you. Just a pair of hands, a deep breath, and 5 minutes of stillness. Sit down where you feel most at peace, maybe the chair by the window, the balcony corner facing the garden, or even in the car while you're waiting for someone. What matters is not the place, but the mindset ready to return to yourself. Step 1. Relax and breathe. 10 seconds start. Before you begin, place both feet on the ground. Feel the ground beneath your soles. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold for 1 second. Then exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 seconds. Each breath is a message to your body. I am coming home. Have you ever noticed that when we worry, we breathe shallowly, as if afraid to inhale our own fear? But when we are at peace, the breath naturally deepens. Deep breathing is the start button of tranquility. Step 2. GB20, Fengchi, 1 minute. Place your thumbs in the hollows at the back of your neck, just under the skull. Press gently, as if lifting your head a little. Feel the neck muscles loosen, the blood weaving through each tiny nerve. When I do this in the morning, I often close my eyes and imagine tension, pressure, worries like a mist, then fading as I breathe deeply. Fengchi not only helps relieve headaches or lower blood pressure, it is also a reset button for the mind. Step 3. Li4, Hegu 1 minute, 30 seconds each hand. Place the thumb of one hand on the soft web between the thumb and index finger of the other. Press gently, hold while inhaling deeply and exhaling slowly. You may feel slight tingling or soreness. That's the signal you found the right spot. With each press, relax your shoulders and imagine all tension leaving your body through your fingertips. I often tell my patients, when you press, just press a point. Press off your worries. Step 4. PC6, Neiguan minute, 30 seconds each hand. Turn your wrist up, measure 3 finger widths from the wrist crease. Press between the 2 prominent tendons. Gently, you're touching the gate to the heart. Let your breath lead the way. As you inhale, imagine cool energy flowing through your arm into your heart. As you exhale, imagine all tension leaving with the breath. Some of my patients say that after a few weeks of this habit, they feel less palpitations, sleep more deeply, and no longer feel a heavy chest in the morning. The body knows how to heal itself. You just need to give it the chance to be heard. Step 5, LV3, Taichong, 1 minute, 30 seconds each foot. Place your foot on your thigh, find the spot between the big toe and the second toe, slide up about 2 to 3 centimeters. Press gently, you will feel slight soreness. That is the door of letting go. I want you to remember this. Often blood pressure rises not just because of salt, but because of suppressed anger. Taichong is where emotional energy is released. When you rub there, you're soothing the liver, soothing what you have held inside for too long. Let each circle of pressure be a word of forgiveness for others and for yourself. Step 6, KD1, Yongquan, 1 minute 30 seconds each foot. Now turn to the sole, the home of thousands of nerve endings. Right below the round pad at the ball of the foot is a small hollow, Yongquan, the spring of vitality. When you press there and inhale deeply, you'll feel energy flowing downward, anchoring you to the ground. This feeling is very important, especially for older adults, because it brings reassurance, steadiness, and naturally balances blood pressure. Many people tell me, I press this point before bed, and my heart feels as peaceful as if hearing the rain. Step 7, whole body connection, the final breath. After you've gone through the 5 points, close your eyes and take one more deep breath. Imagine your body as a river, blood flowing gently, vessels opening, the heart beating softly. You are not treating a disease, you are giving your heart 5 minutes of rest. Perhaps you will something strange. Not only does blood pressure drop, but your soul also settles, like a lake that has just stopped rippling. What I want to leave you with, after more than 30 years as a doctor, I realize the human body never betrays us. It's just trying to tell us something, sometimes through a headache, sometimes through the number on a blood pressure monitor. I've seen people take dozens of medications, yet only truly become healthy when they learned to love their bodies more. Acupressure, deep breathing, eating more slowly, going to bed a little earlier. These are not just lifestyles, but a homecoming. If you're listening to me today, take 5 minutes right now to try. You will lose nothing, but you may find the most precious thing, inner peace. A 68-year-old woman once told me after 3 months of practice, "Doctor, I am still aging, but my heart is no longer tired." I smiled and replied, "No one can avoid aging, but everyone can choose how they age, peacefully or anxiously. That is in your hands." And I want you to remember, health is not only in blood pressure, in numbers, but in how you feel each morning when you open your eyes. If your heart feels light, your heartbeat gentle, your mind clear, that is the most beautiful blood pressure of all. Let these 5 minutes each day become a sacred habit, not just to lower blood pressure, but to remind you that my body is a friend, not an enemy. I am not fighting it, I am walking with it. And when you finish this 5-minute ritual, before you leave your chair, smile a little. A gentle smile, like the morning sun shining on your face. Because in that moment, you are not just living longer, but living deeper, more fully. Thank you for taking the time to listen. I am Dr. David, and I believe that every heart, no matter how tired, can still learn to be peaceful again, as long as we know how to pause, breathe, and listen to the gentle voice within ourselves. The most beautiful thing in medicine is not the drugs or the modern machines, but the moment a person realizes they can heal themselves. I have met hundreds, even thousands of patients in over 30 years of practice. Each came to me with their own story, some because of a red number on a blood pressure screen, some because of endless insomnia, some simply because their heart was racing and they didn't know why. But then most of them left with the same realization: I'm not weak, I just forgot how to listen to myself. I still remember one afternoon when a man named Robert, 72 years old, sat in my clinic, his hands trembling with tension. I didn't talk about medicine, nor about illness. I simply guided him to press the Neiguan and Taichong points, then breathe slowly. 10 minutes later, he opened his eyes and smiled. I haven't felt this peaceful since my wife passed away. I sat quietly. There is no remedy better than the stillness he had just found again. I believe that sometimes what we need is not treatment, but a return to ourselves, in the breath, in each heartbeat. Ages 50, 60, 70 are special years. The body is no longer as quick as before, but it becomes more grateful for every peaceful moment. Every morning, when you look in the mirror, remember that your heart has worked tirelessly for decades. Give it a little kindness, a minute of listening. Acupressure, to me, is not just medicine. It is a ritual of gratitude. Every time you press your neck, your hands, your feet, it is a thank you. Thank you, feet, for taking me everywhere. Thank you, hands, for caring for those I love. Thank you, heart, for never stopping after all these years. I know modern life is full of noise, pressure, news, ringing phones, responsibilities, worries. All of it makes us forget that sometimes healing doesn't happen in hospitals, but in the moments we allow ourselves to stop. When you do acupressure each day, you're not just soothing blood pressure, you're teaching your body how to be calm again. You're telling yourself, I deserve this peace. If today, while watching this video, you feel your heart a little warmer, your breath a little lighter, that's exactly what I hope for. Because health has not just in test results, it's in the feeling that you can smile without feeling tired. Keep practicing every day. No need to be complicated, just consistent. Only 5 minutes, but if you do it with full presence, your body will respond with truly amazing changes. And if you find this video helpful, please click like, subscribe, and share it with the people you love. Somewhere, someone may be living with high blood pressure, tired, anxious, and with just this small video, they might find hope again. Help them see that healing is not far away. It's right in their own hands. I, Dr. David, am now 60 years old, and I still learn every day, still practice breathing, still do acupressure, still listen to my body as one would listen to an old friend, because I understand health is not something we have, but something we build together every day. As this video ends, I want you to do one small thing. Place your hand on your chest, close your eyes, and whisper, "Thank you, my dear heart," because it has walked with you through a lifetime. And from this moment, promise me and yourself that you will give it 5 minutes every day to be heard, not just to live longer, but to live more peacefully. Thank you for staying until the end of the video. If you're hearing my voice now, I want you to know you are not alone on this journey. Every deep breath, every gentle press on a point is a small step toward peace. I wish you a gentle day, a healthy heart, a calm mind, and a deep sleep after whispering, I'm okay, I'm at peace, I'm grateful for life. My dear friend, if you've watched this far, I know you're not just looking for a way to lower blood pressure. You're looking for a new way of living where the body and soul slow down together, breathe together, and find peace together. And I want to tell you this, with all the sincerity of a doctor who has witnessed thousands of health stories, healing is not a race, but a journey where every breath, every quiet minute is a victory. I've seen many people try too hard to be healthy, running to exhaustion, eating too strictly, worrying over every blood pressure reading, every heartbeat. But the harder they tried, the more tired they became. Then one day, they learned to sit down, place their hands on their chest, and just breathe, slowly, deeply, and lovingly. And it was in that moment when they stopped fighting their body that their body began to heal itself. If you are on that journey, remember that every minute you spend pressing acupoints, breathing, not only soothes your vessels, but also nourishes your soul, like rain falling on dry land. I call that the medicine of gentleness. And you know, every time you share this video, you're sending a message to someone out there. Peace is real, and it begins with these hands. Maybe the person is a friend, a spouse, or a child. Maybe they live with stress, high blood pressure, or the quiet fear that my body is weakening. But with just one click to share, you've helped them open a small door to hope. If what I said today touched your heart, please subscribe to the channel because here, I will continue sharing with you practices, natural healing methods, real stories of people who have learned to love their bodies again. In the next video, I will guide you through a 5-minute morning relaxation sequence, a small habit to lower blood pressure, improve sleep, and keep your heart calm all day. You can do it right in bed as the first light of dawn shines through the window. A small ritual, but I promise it can change the way you begin each day. And before you leave this video, please take 10 seconds, place your hand on your chest, close your eyes, and whisper to yourself, I am here, and I am enough. My heart is beating for love. I will slow down to love more deeply. Because after all, lowering blood pressure is only the result, while peace is the goal. I am Dr. David, someone who believes that 60 is not a resting threshold, but the time we learn to live with mindfulness, gentleness, and gratitude. Thank you for staying with me throughout this journey. If you are hearing these words, please know you are doing very well. Care for your heart, nurture your breath, and we will meet again in the next video. Live slowly, breathe deeply, and let peace spread through every heartbeat. Have you ever noticed that the morning often determines your whole day? I still remember once a patient of mine, Mrs. Linda, 66, came to the clinic and said, "Doctor, I don't understand why, but as soon as I wake up, my heart is already racing and my head feels tight like a string." I smiled, looked at her, and said, "Because perhaps you started the day with haste." Waking up, grabbing the phone, reading the news, checking email, hearing the traffic outside, within just the first few minutes, our minds are already pulled into the world's spin. And the heart, which needs warmth and quiet to start, gets awakened by noise, pressure, and urgency. But what if I told you that with just 5 minutes in the morning, you could completely change that feeling? 5 minutes. No medicine, no equipment, no one else. Just you, your breath, and your own hands. Today, I want to practice with you the 5 minute morning relaxation sequence, a small ritual that brings big benefits to the heart, blood vessels, and mind. This is the routine I often guide older patients through, especially those who wake with a fast heartbeat, lightheadedness, or high morning blood pressure. And the results truly move me, not only because the numbers go down, but because they feel alive again. I want you to imagine this. You've just woken up. The first light of the day quietly slips through the curtains. Without rushing to stand, you sit up slowly, place your feet on the floor, the soles touching the cool ground. You take a deep breath and feel your heart beating. Not fast, not slow, just the rhythm of life. In those 5 minutes, you will practice three small things with me: relax, connect, and be grateful. 1. Relax. Let your body wake up naturally. Gently rub your neck and shoulders, then place 2 fingers behind the head, right at the Fengchi point we learned. Press gently, breathe deeply. Feel each neck muscle loosen, each blood vessel begin to warm. Relaxation is not only resting the muscles, but letting go of yesterday's lingering tension. When you do this, you are telling your body, today we begin again, more gently. 2. Connect, then place your hand on your chest, where the heart works without rest. Close your eyes and inhale for 4 seconds. Exhale for 6 seconds. Each breath is a greeting to yourself. Remember, your heart is not just a biological organ, it is the most loyal companion you have. For decades, it has never stopped, even when you sleep, even when you suffer, even when you think you have no strength left. That alone is enough to be grateful for. 3. Gratitude. As you inhale, think of one thing that makes you smile. It could be a loved one's face, the sunlight on the porch, or simply that you can still breathe. Many people think gratitude is a feeling, but in fact, gratitude is a therapy. Science has shown when we feel grateful, the body releases oxytocin, the hormone of kindness, which reduces stress and naturally regulates blood pressure. And if you'd like, in that moment, gently rub the soles of your feet, press the Yongquan point as if you are drawing energy down to the earth, anchoring the mind amid life's rush. Just 5 minutes like that, and you will feel the difference. Your heartbeat slows, your breath deepens, your shoulders soften, and your mind clears. Many people have told me, "Doctor, I don't just see my blood pressure go down, I feel my life slow down too." And I say, that is the true goal, not just lowering blood pressure, but lowering the pace of life. If you start each morning like this, within a few weeks, your body will remember the language of peace. Your heart will know when to slow down. Your brain will know when to relax. And you will no longer be passive before stress, but the one who masters your own rhythm. I always believe that health is not about age. It is about habit and mindset. You can be 70, 80 years old, but if you wake each morning with gratitude and peaceful breathing, then your body is fresher than a 30-year-old living in stress. Therefore, in the next video, I will guide you through the complete 5-minute morning relaxation sequence, step by step, from breathing to acupressure to gentle stretching to improve circulation and stabilize blood pressure. I will go through each movement with you, like two friends beginning the day together in gentle stillness. Prepare a small space, a chair, a mat, and most importantly, a heart ready to listen, because you deserve a peaceful morning, a fulfilling day, and a life with a gentle heartbeat. I am Dr. David, and I will see you in the next video, where we learn together the art of mindfulness and healing from the very first breath of the morning. Soft background music, slow piano, birdsong, or early wind. Opening image, dawn light through the window. Dr. David sitting on a chair, smiling with a gentle gaze. Dr. David, good morning, my dear friend. If you are hearing these words, it means you have chosen to start the day differently, gently, intentionally, and full of 5 minutes. No rush, no strain. We will breathe, press acupoints, and awaken the heart with peace. Sit comfortably, both feet touching the floor. Inhale through the nose, hold for a moment, then exhale slowly through the mouth. One more time. Breathe in and breathe out. Each breath is a reminder. I am here, I am safe. Now close your eyes, relax your shoulders, neck, and face. If any thoughts arise, don't push them away. Smile and let them pass, like a cloud drifting across the sky. Dr. David, now place both thumbs behind your head, just below the skull. You will feel two small hollows. This is the Fengchi point. Press gently upward as if supporting your head. Hold for 30 seconds, breathe slowly. Feel the neck soften, blood flow to the brain, the heartbeat gradually slowing. If you've ever woken with a heavy head or lightheadedness, this point is the door that brightens the mind again. Now look at your hand, the soft web between the thumb and index finger. Press gently there with the thumb of the other hand. That's right. This is the Hegu point, the stress off button. Hold for 30 seconds on each hand. With each exhale, imagine worries leaving the body with the breath. Inhale, peace arrives. Exhale, tension goes. Turn your wrist up, measure 3 finger widths from the crease between the two large tendons. This is Neiguan. Press gently, hold for 30 seconds. You are touching the gate that connects straight to the heart. Whenever anxious or fluttery, just rub here gently. Breathe in deeply, breathe out slowly. You will feel your heart soften, its rhythm ease, as if embraced by serenity. Place your foot on your thigh, find the space between the big toe and the second toe, slide gently up about 2 centimeters, this is Taichong. Press gently, hold for 30 seconds on each side. This is where emotions reside. When you rub here, you help the liver relax, help the spirit let go. If something irritated or tired you yesterday, let it dissolve here. Now touch the sole just below the round pad, this is Yongquan, the spring of vitality. Press gently, inhale deeply, exhale slowly. Feel energy flowing from the head down to the feet, bringing you back to the ground. When you press this point, you help the heart and brain connect. One thinks, one feels, and both become still. Now close your eyes, place your hand on your chest. Take a deep breath in. Exhale very slowly. Feel your heart. Its beat is proof that you are alive, loving, and present in this moment. Silently say in your mind, I am at peace. I am grateful. I will slow down and love more deeply. Congratulations. You have just completed your first 5 minutes of the day. Keep this habit every morning, because when you begin the day with peace, everything else will naturally align with that peaceful rhythm. Thank you for giving time to yourself and to this dear heart. I am Dr. David. See you in the next video where we explore the secret to deep sleep and healing in sleep. Remember, peace does not come from the outside, but from your own gentle hands and breath. Soft ending music, screen fades, text appears. Breathe, touch, gratitude, peace. My dear friend, if you have stayed with me to this moment, it means you are not just watching a video, but walking a journey back to yourself. I have lived more than 60 years, enough to understand. Health is not only in blood pressure readings or tests, but in how you converse with your body each day. When I was young, I thought medicine was for curing disease. But the older I get, the more I realize true medicine is the art of listening. Listening to the heart when it's tired. Listening to the breath when it's short. Listening even to the silences the body uses to cry for help. And then when we learn to listen, we see each gentle press on a point, each deep breath, each moment we pause is a tender apology to the body for making it carry too much for too long. I have witnessed people who thought they would rely on medication for life, but then with small steps, breathing deeper, eating slower, sleeping enough, and each morning pressing a few points, they became not only healthier, but happier. Not because the illness disappeared, but because the fear disappeared. I want you to remember this. Your body is not against you. It is trying to speak to you in its own language. When blood pressure rises, when the heart races, that is not an enemy, but a small message. Slow down a little. I need you to listen. And when you respond with moments of acupressure, breathing, gratitude, you are not only lowering blood pressure, but healing the relationship between you and your own body. I know life is not always gentle. There are mornings you wake in anxiety, there are nights you toss with vague fear. But if each time you remember just one thing, I still have this breath. The breath, simple, but the lamp that never goes out in your body. Hold on to it. Let it lead you back to peace. Now, I want to invite you to do something small but meaningful. If what I shared helps you feel calmer, please click like, subscribe, and share this video with someone you love. Because somewhere out there, someone is waking in anxiety, struggling with blood pressure, with insomnia, and with just this little reminder, they may find the light in their own breath again. You will not only help them lower blood pressure, but help them remember they still have the right to be at peace. I will continue making videos like this, small guides, easy to understand, easy to practice, about relaxation, breathing, sleep, nutrition, and mindfulness. Because I believe people over 50 don't need more fear. We just need more light from understanding and kindness. When you click subscribe, you're not just following a YouTube channel, you're joining a community of hearts learning to live slowly and lovingly. A community where everyone says the same thing: I choose peace. I choose to be gentle with myself. I choose to let my heart rest. Before you leave this video, place your hand on your chest and close your eyes for 5 seconds. Breathe in deeply. Exhale very slowly and whisper, "Thank you, my dear heart." Because whenever you are grateful for it, it will work more smoothly and life will also soften. I am Dr. David, and I believe that when the heart knows how to rest, the whole life becomes lighter. Thank you for walking this journey with me. Live slowly, breathe deeply, love widely, and remember, peace is a choice, not a reward. If you want to keep going together, please click subscribe and turn on the notification bell. I promise each week you will receive a new video about living peacefully, breathing slowly, and keeping the heart healthy with love, not just with medicine. Thank you for listening, wishing you a truly calm evening and a truly deep sleep.